right. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Wow. It's such a beautiful moment today. I'm back again with you this morning. All right. Let's have some good time. Good morning. Wow, it's a beautiful day. It's a wonderful morning again. My name is TadeCash and I'm here again. This is the night economy, and we cross from night to morning. So in Nigeria, this is after 12, and it's such a beautiful morning. Madam Catherine, thanks for joining this morning. All right, beautiful morning, beautiful morning. Let me see how many people are joining me this morning. Beautiful morning, beautiful morning, beautiful morning. It's a beautiful day. Today is a beautiful day. How are you doing today? How are you doing? How are you doing? What's pumping? It's a beautiful morning. This is the night economy. Beautiful morning, beautiful morning, beautiful morning. Life is beautiful, Every single day, we count it a privilege to be alive. And every moment we are alive, we give it our best shot, our best moment. Every privilege that we have, it's a lovely morning. In Nigeria, today's a public holiday. All right, so for the Muslim folks, I think the federal government declares today public holiday. So beautiful morning, isn't it? Oh, thank you, Madam Catherine. How are you doing today? How are you? Beautiful morning, beautiful morning, beautiful morning. I'm so honored to be here again today, and we're going to go straight to our conversation as usual. And it's going to be awesome. If I can remember vividly, this is the fourth night of the night economy, and I intend to run this night economy for a few days maybe in the next 7 days or thereabout. My intention is to run it for about 12 days. All right, so I'm going to run the night economy firstly for about 12 days. That's more or less represent 1 day for a month, kind of. So, and then I'm going to start doing more stuff with you. And so this morning, what am I going to be having conversation around for you and everyone that's going to be watching today? So the topic is there. The reason why 90 to 95% of businesses and individuals agonize financially, and how you can escape it. And it's a very lovely word. I remember yesterday I was having a 45 minutes thereabout conversation with the COO of our company, and she was in my office and we are having conversation. Good morning, Collis Ebube. Good morning. It's awesome to see you guys again today. It's awesome to see you guys today. Beautiful morning. And I was having this conversation with her, and we started talking about something. And we started talking about how how individuals and how businesses, people often agonize financially because they don't do what I'm about to talk about with you this morning. And you may be falling short of that. You may be experiencing the same thing in your personal economy. And we pick up this lesson today, and as a result of this lesson, you may be absolutely surprised about what then can happen and the beautiful things that you can begin to do with your life. And I'm going to be sharing a few models with you. I love studying companies besides studying individuals. I love studying companies that are following a particular model, and then I see how I can borrow the model and apply them in my life. And I love studying the Bible, and I see how I can borrow the model in the Bible and apply them also to my life. I love reading autobiographies a lot. I have quite a number of them in my library here, and I love studying. I love observing people. I love observing nature. I love seeing things in nature, and I can see how I can borrow things in nature and apply them into my life. All right. So, and that is why this morning we are looking at a very important aspect of your economy that you can begin to pay attention into. All right. So this morning is about why 90% of people, of businesses agonize financially and how you can escape that. All right. So the moment you understand that, you will understand. So I'm starting with a very one line of word that the worst number in business is one. The worst number in your personal economy is one. One income, one method, one process is a very terrible number. And if you want to create success in your life, you need to begin to look at this number and ask yourself, what exactly can I do differently? All right. So when you look at a lot of people, and you're inclusive, you will realize that many a time you face challenges and you are wondering why it looks as if things are a little bit hard for you. But the first thing about this is to look at the companies in the world and individuals that are creating a lot of money, and companies that are making a lot of money, and individuals that have created financial fortress or the financial defense system for themselves. What kind of model do they run? So, excuse me. So you'll notice that individuals and a lot of people are just about wanting to have perhaps big income. And a lot of people have big income, but they just one. All right. So if something happened to that one income, though is big, but guess what happened to them? It's going to be a big issue. So somebody built a big house. All right. Somebody built a big house, and it's a very massive house, and they only have one person in the house that is paying him. And so the person lost his job. And as a result of that, though the person pays him about 10 million a year for rent, but that is the only house that he has, and that is the only tenant that he has. So when the person lost his job, there is no money to pay because he only has. So the worst number in business, in your economy, is one. So how do a lot of people get agonized economically? How do people get agonized economically? Now, let me tell you this very interesting story. You will see that a lot of people have a list of expenses in their life. A lot of people have a list of expenses in their life, but they are only expecting to solve these expenses by just one income. So they have one income, but they have multiple expenses. And so as a result of that, the expenses keep increasing, but in shapes and form, but the income remains one. Some people will justify the income and say, guess what? My income is quite big. I have this big income box and all of that. But the truth is only one income. And so if something happened to that one income, what's going to happen to you? You are going to suffer for it because one never multiplies, and the worst number in business is one. So as a result of that, you want to change that narrative. So the reason why a lot of people agonize financially is what you are learning tonight, this morning, in this night economy. So what you want to learn is how to change this kind of habit, because this habit is not a prosperity habit. Often the time it limits you from creating the kind of expression that is necessary of you. It limits you from creating the kind of expression that can make you create the kind of life that you want. So there is a limit, and this limit is affecting a lot of people, including you watching this morning. So if I'm asking you, how many ways do you generate income in your life? How many kind of inventories do you have? And that brings money into your world. Now, if you're like most people, what you are going to hear is that you only have one. Okay, you have your job. All right, and as a result of that, you are grateful for your job because your job gives you income. But I say to people that even on your job, any job that is going to help you to create freedom is going to give you average of 3 to 4 streams of income. In your job, there are minimum of 4 streams of income that your job should provide for you. And if your job is not able to give you 4 levels of income stream, how do you expect to be financially free? And that is how many people begin to agonize financially in their life, because it is one, and one does not multiply. So sometimes the one is big. Someone says, I earn big salary, I earn 6 figures. It is fine, but it is still one. If something happened to that one income, guess what is going to happen to you? You are going to suffer for it. And you see, that's one of the things that we learned during COVID period in Nigeria and all over the world. You find that as many people's a stream of income or channel of income was suspended because of the crisis that was going on. But people that have been able to prepare for that time before that time came are able to create things that change their lives. So the reason why people agonize financially is because they don't understand that you have to think of your personal life as an enterprise. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is to think of your life as an enterprise. I call it the enterprise of you. So you have to think about life as an enterprise, and this is an enterprise of you. And in this enterprise have to be profitable. And for this enterprise to be profitable, you must understand that profit has a quadrant. And I'm not going into the entire what I call the profit quadrant today, because in the quadrant of profit, there are 4 dimensions to it. There are 4 hems in the quadrant of profit. So I will just run out the 4 hems in the quadrant of profit for you, but I'm going to treat one today. Remember, you start life as treating your life as an enterprise. Your life is an enterprise. Now, if your life is an enterprise, it must be profitable. So if your life is going to be profitable, then what is the enterprise? What is the quadrant of profit? So when it comes to profit has 4 dimensions. I call it the 4 dimensions of profit. And so if you understand the 4 dimensions of profit, you'll be able to treat your life as an enterprise and then make it profitable. So the foundational truth is that your life is an enterprise. It's called the enterprise of you. And if your life is an enterprise, it must be profitable. So your life is a profitable enterprise. So if your life is a profitable enterprise, something must happen. What are the quadrant of enterprise? And so this night, what are the quadrant of profit? And I'm not here to share the 4 quadrant of profit with you, but I'm just here to share one of them with you today. Because you see, that one that I'm sharing with you today as a quadrant of profit, it's a very important tool that makes a lot of businesses and individuals to agonize financially. And because I am focusing on your economy, and so I want to see how you can begin to use the same model that similarly big enterprises use in their life, and you can use it in your own life. The moment I began to learn this and begin to apply them into my life, which I'm going to give you practical example this morning, and I'm going to give you examples of companies, some few companies. I'm going to use my examples and the examples of the people that I've coached, and I'm going to show you how you can begin to apply them. So when it comes to individual, you must understand that you are an enterprise. It's called the enterprise of you, the enterprise of Collis, the enterprise of Catherine, the enterprise of Chibo, Michael, the enterprise of John, the enterprise of Henry, the enterprise of Tade, the enterprise of whoever. You can put a name on it. We are enterprise. And because you're enterprise, you must be a profitable enterprise. So in a profitable enterprise, there are 4 quadrants in this enterprise. The first quadrant of a profitable enterprise is what I call marketing. All right, so every organization that is profitable has 4 quadrants, and the first on this quadrant is what I call marketing. And so they are able to treat marketing as a love story, ability to tell the why behind your product, why your product exists. Marketing is about lead generation. But remember today, that's not the focus of my meeting with you. So marketing. The second quadrant of a profitable enterprise is management. All right. But that's not where I'm also here this morning. Michael, good morning. Awesome. So the first quadrant of a profitable enterprise is marketing. Marketing should bring you the sales. Marketing should tell people, should bring the lead to you, and sales should close the lead. So marketing, but that's not the essence of tonight. Secondly is management. Management is about measurement. You cannot manage what you cannot measure. And until you can manage a thing, you cannot improve it. So measurement precedes management, and management precedes improvement. So if you want to manage anything, you must be able to measure it. What you measure, you can manage. And what you can manage, you can improve. So what happens is that in your quadrant of profit, the first level is marketing. The second level is management. The third one is what I'm about to use tonight to talk to you. It's called merchandise. All right, it's called merchandise. So merchandise is a word like inventory. All right, so merchandise is inventory. All right, so merchandise is inventory. So, okay, so as an individual in your life, you must remember I told you. So, for instance, these are some of my own merchandise. All right, these are some of my merchandise, different programs that I've created, the company that I run, the businesses, and all of that. They are merchandise. And if you want to have a profitable life, remember your life is an enterprise and is a profitable enterprise. You must begin to treat your life as a profitable enterprise. So if your life is a profitable enterprise, there are 4 things you must have. The first thing you must have is a marketing. So how do you market yourself? How do you attract people to you? All right. This morning, before I go to bed after this class, I'm going to invest like 1 hour after this moment to read a manual. It's about less than 80 pages manual. It's a very important manual that I need to study because it's amazing to also improve on my marketing game. It's a book, is a material that I got, and very, very crazy dude, and I needed to study it. And so what am I doing that? Because my life is also an enterprise beside being a business. So I keep improving me in my marketing skill, my ability to communicate, my ability to be persuasive. Because if you want to be progressive in life, you must be persuasive in your dealings. So marketing, it's the first quadrant of a profitable enterprise. So the second is management. The third is merchandise. All right, now this is what happened to people. A lot of people do not understand the power of merchandise in running their own personal economy. Okay, so let me give you about the God of the Bible. So the God of the Bible wrote to us in Genesis, which is the book of the beginning, and it was stated in the record that in the Garden of Eden, which is the place of is a place of pleasure. The word garden means a protected place of pleasure, and it was stated that right there in that garden. Philip Thompson, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. By the way, before I go on, let me also remind you that you need to share this video. If video contents make meaning to you, let's help more people. My goal is before I leave the planet, I want to have 500 million human beings practically to be able to live a freedom lifestyle. And that is not going to be out of place. Out of it, more than 8 billion people that live, I want 5 million people. You see, I don't want just to be well known. I want to be worth knowing. So the truth of the matter is, and that's why I'm giving you content. My followership on this page is less than 5,000, and we are going to grow this followership to about 100,000 in the next couple of months. All right, and the essence of that is not to be an influencer. It was to be able to impart you, not to impress you, to show you how to live your life and live a life of freedom. And so you have to tell your friends and families to come here. I give you this value. Let me tell you, people pay me 500,000 to have 1 hour of conversation with my brain. And I'm investing 1 hour of conversation within the last few days. So this 1 hour I'm investing with you is 500,000 that people pay me. Sometimes just to hear what I have to say. All right. People pay me millions of naira just to be able to have conversation with me. People pay me money in Iran in pounds and dollars just to be able to pick my brain. So I'm giving you this section for free. And so the only way you can pay me is for you to tell more people to be able to watch this video so that we can reach more people. All right. And that is what I want you to do. Okay, that's what I want you to do for me. So I'm asking you to share this video. Never just watch this video. Tell your friends about it. Remember what I said. The moment I will reach 5,000 before the end of this week, I am going to do something. I'm going to teach you how to make $1 million predictably, no matter where you are. You are a dropout from school. You can't speak English. Guess what happened? I'm going to teach you the systemic way of how to do that. And the night I'm going to run I'm going to run that section. I'm going to give you a book that night for everyone that is awake to watch that section. I'm going to give you a book I call The Millionaire Portfolio. It is a book I'm going to be teaching you from on how to do this, and it's only going to be for people that are awake. And so the moment you are awake, you're going to ask to follow me on my newsletter, and immediately I'm going to ask you to send in an email, and I'm going to forward the book to you. But it's going to be only the people that are awake that are able to watch that video, and we have to reach 5,000 before Saturday this week. The moment we can get to that point, I promise I'm going to deliver a section about an hour, 30 minutes, showing you how to create $1 million predictably every single month. And that is going to be an amazing moment for you. All right. And so it's a beautiful one, and that is going to help you to do amazing things. So let me go back to what I'm sharing with you. Remember what I said. The first thing that I said is that for you to be able to create, not to agonize economically, you have to first treat your life as an enterprise. You need to understand that it is an enterprise of you. Secondly, you need to understand that being an enterprise, you must be profitable. So you are a profitable enterprise. And if you're a profitable enterprise, there are 4 quadrants that depict profit. And I run over two of them for you. And my focus this morning is the third one, which is the merchandise. The first one is marketing. The second one is management. The third one is merchandise. Now, so merchandise, the truth of the matter is, the God of the Genesis talk about, the Garden of Eden, which is a guarded place of pleasure. And in that Garden of Eden, we read that there are 4 streams. There are literally 4 merchandise in the garden. There are 4 streams. There are 4 ways in which things flows into the garden. Your life is like a garden, and you must be able to treat it as an enterprise. And as an enterprise, you must have a merchandise. And the truth of the matter is, if you are as an enterprise, you don't have a merchandise, you are going to agonize. Let us sink in a little bit. If you are an enterprise, you must have a merchandise. If you are an enterprise and you don't have a merchandise, you are going to agonize. And this is what happened. A lot of people have a merchandise, but what happened to them is that the merchandise is not big enough. They don't have a big merchandise that can make it like the God of Genesis, where the streams flow from different corners. And as a result of that, if this is a room, like one of my guys, Joshua said, one book is a room, 2 books is 2 bedroom, 3 books is 3 bedroom, 4 books is 5 bedroom. So I've been able to create about 10 bedrooms. I've created different programs. I own multiple family apartments. I don't own one doors, I own several doors. All right. I've been able to create different asset classes. I've been able to create different stuff. Why? Because I understand the power of merchandise. Enterprise you must have a merchandise. Your size of merchandise will determine the size of your pleasure. And your lack of merchandise will also determine the tempo of your pressure. In other words, most of you don't have merchandise that you can monetize. So look at the framework today. Merchandise, enterprise, merchandise, monetize. All right. So if you lack merchandise, your size of merchandise determines you will agonize. So a lot of people are agonizing. A lot of people are complaining. A lot of people are saying, I don't have money. No, you see, you don't lack money either. Because you don't have money does not mean you lack money. What happens is that you lack what money comes to. Yes, sink that in a little bit. If you have a cup of water beside you, just take it. You don't lack money. You lack what money comes to. You lack a form of asset, which is what merchandise represent. Okay? So, merchandise will come in 3 dimensions. Merchandise can come in form of products. Merchandise can come in form of knowledge. Merchandise can come in form of, it come in 4 dimensions. It come in form of products, in form of knowledge, in form of software, or in form of service. The lowest level of any merchandise that you can have is service, all right? Because it require you to sell your time. So, but the 3 other merchandise require you to sell your resort. So you want to create a merchandise that can be scaled, so that can literally be scaled. So what merchandise have you created? How many ways can money comes into your life? All right. I remember one time, many years ago, somebody came into, imagine, let me give you an example. Someone invited you to come and speak in a program. And because they have heard you somewhere, and then you went to the program and you spoke, and you have 300 people at that program. And when you finish speaking, they clap for you, but you don't have any merchandise that they will pay for. So you left the place, and as a result of that, maybe perhaps they give you an honorarium. I remember many years ago, one particular church in Lagos, Nigeria, invited me to speak. I mean, it was during a fuel hike in Lagos at that time. And when they invited me, I drove down to the place and I spoke. There was no fuel. I have to just manage myself because another mentor of mine said I should go. They needed me to come speak for them. And when I finished speaking, they did not give me any honorarium. They only bought me a box of fruit and put it in my boot, as if I should go and open a fruity shop. But guess what happened? At that time, many years ago, I did not have any merchandise that would have been converted to money in that place. So I spoke to business people, but there was no any inventory that can make money comes to me. So the truth is, it's not necessarily that these people can give me money. Maybe the form of the way I wanted them to give me money is what was wrong. Okay, so if I have gone there with an inventory, it will have been a different ball game. One day I went to speak in a state in Nigeria, and we had 2 speakers that came from different part of the country. And one of the speakers spoke excellently well. And at the end of the speaking, everybody clapped for him. And when I stood up and I spoke, we both spoke for about 2 to 3 days in the conference. And when I stood up and I spoke, everybody also clapped for me. Williams, it's good to have you here. My brother Ojikutu Lushola, I'm so honored to have you here. Guys, don't forget, man, share this video if it makes sense to you. Let more people watch this video and let's change more lives. We get to see what I'm sharing with you this morning is about how to stop agonize, how to escape to agonize financially. So this is what happened. I spoke like other guys spoke at the conference. They clapped for both of us. But you know what? I went to that conference with about 3 to 4 inventories. And when I left the conference, beside the little honorarium that was given to both of us, I was able to go home with about 500 to 700,000 for that 1 to 2 days of being there. What happened? The inventory. The inventory was enough to draw people to give me money. So you see, you don't lack money. You lack inventory that money will have come to. You don't lack money. You lack merchandise that money will have come to. One of the quadrants of profit, one of the quadrants of making your life a profitable enterprise is the merchandise that you have. So one of the things that I do is that I train salespeople, sales professionals, how to have great commission. So I call it a great commission program. And in my great commission program, I have what I call great commission moves. So I show people how to make moves. So in the course of training people how to make this move, guess what happened? One thing I've learned is that many people, so I look at salespeople. I'm talking to one of the ladies in the industry in Nigeria now that has made a lot of fantastic sales. He has won a lot of gig, a lot of gift. And I'm looking at her and I'm asking myself, this lady can create more merchandise that can give her more money and can get her more deals going. And for a couple of months now, we have been talking because the truth of the matter is enterprise should bring about merchandise, and merchandise should bring about monetization. And that is what will make you escape being agonized. But this is what happened. There are many people that have run a fantastic business, and the business that will have created more merchandise from it, but they are just focusing on one merchandise. And as a result of that, if something happens, if there is a shift in the market, that is going to happen to them, and they can go absolutely into obscurity, or they can go absolutely into oblivion. And that's what happened to you. What kind of life are you living? Seeing your life as an enterprise today, how many merchandise do you have? You see, I'm not talking about distractions. I'm talking about merchandise. You see, you have to think as your life is an enterprise. How many ways does money come into your life? All right? How many ways does money come into your life? And so, because see, every organization, I told you, think of your life as an enterprise. Every enterprise have merchandise. So you tell me, what do you do? I'm into sales. You have been selling in the last couple of months, in the last couple of years. You have made commission. You have succeeded in doing some of these things. From this success of yours, if you have truly seen your life as an enterprise, what have you seen other people? Have you created a program that can train, have you seen people coming to you and asking you questions? Because let me tell you this. Whatever people appreciate in you is an asset, because it's only asset that get appreciated. I will say that to you again. Whatever people appreciate in you is an asset, because it's only asset that get appreciated. And guess what happened? Now listen to this. This is going to help you. Income follows asset. Now, so you have been doing stuff and people look at you and get appreciated, and you get carried away with the appreciation. No, don't get carried away with the appreciation. Optimize the appreciation by bottling the appreciation in a way that it can serve other people. From one thing that you do today, you can create minimum of 6 merchandise, which will end up being a stream of income for you. Because you see, your stream of income should be a function of merchandise. All right. I have a program called the Education of the Rich. The Education of the Rich, it's how you can help your children to create an amazing stuff. I have a program called the Cash Flow Magician, how to get paid solving your own problem. And maybe perhaps some of you are watching this today. You don't know that your problem is an asset in disguise. You are not meant to get paid for solving other people's problem. That is another way of getting paid, and it's a slow way of getting paid. The fast way of getting paid is to get paid for solving your own problem. Let people pay you for solving your own problem. I call it a cash flow magician, living your life like a magician, not a technician. It's a program, and you can choose to opt for this program. If you're watching me today, the program is about 40,000. But because you're watching today, if you want the program and you put it on the screen, it's a program. It's already a recorded program. I did a live class of it, and then it's a very amazing section. It's just going to help you to know how to use tools that you can use to solve your problem. So what happened is that you can pick up this program today. If you're here and you want a cash flow magician, how to get paid to solve your own problem, put it in the link below and said I want it. Because you're watching today, I'm going to give you access to that program for 10,000. It's 40,000 naira program. The people that did it live paid me 40,000. But because you're awake at this moment and you would like to take this, I'm going to give it to you for 10,000 naira. And that's a choice if you want to make it. But I'm just saying that in passing to help you know that you can solve your own problem and get paid to solve it. So I show you how to solve your problem. I show you the 4 steps magicians solve any problem. And I tell you in the program how the definition of a magician, impossibility to a magician definition of impossibility is different from a technician definition of impossibility. And that will interest you. A magician said impossibility is a problem that is yet to be solved. So what that means is that the moment you know how to solve a problem, it will literally change your life. Okay, it will literally change your life. So what you want to do is to learn how to do that. So the moment you want to learn how to do that is going to practically change your life. So this is what happens. You create different merchandise. Enterprise create merchandise that they then monetize. So you see, it's when you don't know how to create, you don't see your life as an enterprise. You will not focus on merchandise. And then if you don't focus on merchandise, you cannot monetize. So there is merchandise. I've worked with sales professionals that pay me millions to coach them. And one of the things I've seen in the work they have done, I asked them to create a product. I asked them to write a book. I asked them to be able to create something that can help other people. And they, many a time, I see them get lazy because they don't see their life as a merchandise, as an enterprise. And every enterprise needs a merchandise that needs to be monetized. Now, when this framework is not there, that is why you agonize financially. And that's what happened to 90% of people. Have you seen a poor man with a product? No. A poor man does not have a merchandise. A poor man does not have a merchandise. A poor man does not have a merchandise. What happened? Because you must see your life as an enterprise. A broke man does not have a merchandise. You must see your life as an enterprise. Then every enterprise must have a merchandise that needs to be monetized. Now, if you don't follow this model, which would happen to a lot of people, all right? So people go to work. They are the merchandise of the organization they are working with. But no, you need to understand that your life is an enterprise. And embedded in this enterprise is merchandise and solutions that can be bottled. As if you have to see yourself as if you are a soft drink company, and then you have to see yourself as a bottling company. So you want to bottle your idea to be able to help more people. So merchandise. And because the moment you can treat things and see yourself as a merchandise, guess what is going to happen to you? You will then be able to monetize. So if you are not monetizing things because you have not seen a merchandise, you are going to agonize financially. So if you are broke today, check how many ways does money come into your life? No way, one way. And I said to you, the worst number in business, the worst number in any enterprise is 1. You wake up in the morning, you go to your job, you get a job, you get your 30 days, make one pay. This week you're going to get your salary, and now that is all. And you're wondering, and you have bundles and stack of expenses. And at the end of the day, because you're not seeing your life as an enterprise, that then begin to affect you predominantly. You are an enterprise. Every enterprise needs the merchandise that needs to be monetized. So now I haven't talked about merchandise, which is one of the quadrant of profit, because you are a profitable enterprise. That is the first point, merchandise. Then you need to create a multiple merchandise. Now let me give you an example. You know Coca-Cola very well. Coca-Cola is a company that is amazing as far as a business model is concerned. Coca-Cola has a merchandise worth 500. They have 500 products in 200 countries. They have 500 merchandise. So if you're wondering why Coca-Cola is making money, why is Coca-Cola not going to make money? Coca-Cola is going to make money because Coca-Cola is having a lot of merchandise. Imagine Coca-Cola have more products than the countries in the world. Coca-Cola have more product than the countries in the world. So if Coca-Cola have more product than the countries in the world, guess what happened to them? Coca-Cola has more merchandise. So when Coca-Cola have much merchandise, they can monetize. So Coca-Cola keep making money. Check out companies in the world. Check out Procter & Gamble. Check out Apple. Check out Microsoft. There are products, there are companies, there are enterprise of merchandise. And so, because they have this number of merchandise, they can easily make a lot of money. Check out the McDonald's of this world. Check out the Burger Kings of this world. Guess what happened to them? They have merchandise. Check out the Dangotes of this world. They have merchandise. They have merchandise. They have merchandise because they understand that enterprise must have merchandise and merchandise must be monetized. In other words, but check out your own life. What are the merchandise that you have? Check out your business. How many merchandise, how many ways are you optimizing serving the people? So you don't have merchandise. You don't have ways you can serve people. You don't have ways you can solve people's problem. And guess what happened to you? That is why you are agonizing financially. You were saying that, okay, this is it. So yesterday I was with my senior CEO of our company, and I was talking to her about how companies must be thinking about merchandise. I went to speak in an organization last week. And when I was speaking there, guess what happened to me? I spoke for about an hour. And when I finished speaking, I was able to make about almost 3 million naira because of merchandise. Not from how much they pay me to speak, but because of the merchandise that I have. And what happened is, because I have merchandise, I was able to create things, and that is what happened to individuals. Because income follows asset. Income follows asset. So, and the asset that you have and the merchandise that you have. You must be able to look at your experiences and turn it into things that can solve problems from other people. Because that is how merchandise is created. To check out the companies of the world, the Coca-Colas of the world. Check out the McDonald's of this world. Check out the Pepsis of this world. Check out companies. Check out different banks. They have different merchandise. But how many merchandise do you have? What are the things that can bring money into your life? You run a company, you run a real estate firm. What are your merchandise? What are the things that can create more money for you? I study hotels, Marriott. You see these hotel companies, the Radissons of this world. They have different levels of merchandise, different things. And guess what happened? Money keeps coming to them because you cannot monetize when you don't have a merchandise. Your merchandise determines your monetization. It happened to different nations. It happens to individuals. It happens to businesses. The reason why 90% of people agonize is because they don't have a merchandise. They don't have what people want to pay for. They don't have what people want to bring money for. And sometimes, if they have it, what they have is minimum. So you only have your time to sell. You know, your time is a merchandise. But if that is all that you have to sell, you cannot excel. If all that you have as a merchandise is your time to sell, you cannot excel. So what does that mean to you? So people that sell the time alone, and people that all that they have as a merchandise is their time, they are going to have a lot of issues monetizing and creating wealth, because your time cannot be the only merchandise that you have. Because the truth is, you want to bottle things, and so your time cannot be the only merchandise that you have. So some people, the only merchandise that they have, and they're wondering why they're agonizing, is their time. So they sell their time for a bit of money, and that's all they have. But check you today. Is that all you have? What is the merchandise? What are the size of your merchandise? Are you thinking like the Apples of this world? Are you thinking like Coca-Colas of this world? Are you thinking like the Amazons of this world? Okay. Some of you, what other product can you borrow in your organization? What product can you borrow to create a supporting merchandise for your business? Because you see, for you to monetize, you need merchandise. In other words, how can you think about things? What are the markets that you can leverage on? What are the strategic partnerships that you can do that can bring more money, more resources into your life? Because you have to begin to treat your life as an enterprise. It's a profitable enterprise that has a merchandise that you can monetize. If you can't do those things, you are going to agonize. So check your framework today. The reason why you're consistently broke is because you don't have things that people want to give you money for. And sometimes if you have it, it's not big enough. You cannot reach out to variants of market, and that cannot bring you into a place where you can begin to collect more money. So ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, I need you to understand this fundamental stuff and how it can help you to create stuff that can change your life. So, what is the essence of today? Is that instead of you looking at your economy and agonizing in your economy and tell yourself, the reason why things are like this, the reason why things are like this is because of this. No. Begin to ask yourself, am I worth giving money to? What have I created that can make other people to bring money to me? If you have not done that, you begin to ask yourself, how can I do that? Remember, if you want to summarize the class this morning, this night economy, is that your life is an enterprise. It is a profitable enterprise. And as a profitable enterprise, there is a quadrant. And one of the quadrant of a profit quadrant is merchandise. And so how can you create merchandise? What levels of merchandise? So I've spoken to you about now guess what happened? Let's compare countries. There are other countries that have different merchandise that are collecting money. There is a country called Netherlands, and it's a very beautiful country. If you're traveling and you have not been to Netherlands, try to make time and go to Netherlands. There's something that someone called Netherlands structure. And at the time I was in Netherlands, and I can tell you, this is a country that have learned to get paid for solving their own problem. What did they do? Netherlands is highly surrounded by water. So Netherlands have created all manner of merchandise from their own problems because they have learned to solve their own problem and get paid for solving it. When nations are having flood issues, they go to Netherlands because Netherlands will tell you that we don't fight water, we use it. And so all manner of stuffs are being done in Netherlands just to make sure that water is friendly to them. And for hundreds of years, they have been working on these different solutions to their own problems. So today, Netherlands makes money from many countries in Asia, in Europe, because they're helping them to be able to mitigate the issues of water problem, flood. And the Netherlands have created different merchandise out of creating this solution for themselves. So today, countries of the world pay Netherlands a lot of money. Why wouldn't $1 be 1,000 in Nigeria? It's not a function that the dollar is more valuable than naira. No, because you see, both of them are brand. It's just that one brand is in demand while the other brand is not. So what happens is that your brand called currency can only be in demand if there is a merchandise that you have created that other nations want to buy. So that we have to demand of your money to be able to get it. So what we call value is you become valuable to people. And what is valuable to people is basically what is important to them. So if you're creating things that is important to people, people are willing to exchange their money with you. So money does not respond to hope, it responds to exchange. So what are people willing to, what are you exchanging with people? That is what we call a merchandise, and it's a form of asset. And money follows asset, income follows asset. So the point of your life is not to worry why you are broke, is to understand that you have a broken focus around creating things that can bring money to you. Because what is wealth? Wealth is creating stuff that other people want to pay for. And if you understand that, you will realize that nations that are agonizing economically are the nations that have not created the merchandise that other nations want from them. Check out countries. Check out China. China are king of merchandise. They keep creating, from borrowing brilliance, from all sort of stuff, being doing that. And so what I'm telling you this morning is to see your life as an enterprise. And as an enterprise, how profitable an enterprise will be determined by the kind of merchandise it has created. And as a result of that, you can monetize and optimize so that you don't agonize. So the moment you begin to think about that, then the question you ask yourself is that the problem I'm solving for people today. You see, because you see, merchandise is created this way. You solve a problem for people. Every solution you create reveals a new problem that needs to be solved. So that is a new merchandise, because you create merchandise to solve people's problem. You create merchandise to solve people's problem. It's like you learn to bottle your solution. Don't try to serve your solution by your own strength. Serve solution by system. Because by creating a system, you have created a merchandise that is scalable and transferable, and it is portable. So what do you want to do? That's what you want to do. Every problem has a solution, and every solution reveals a new problem. So you can create a perpetual wealth system in your organization by understanding that every solution you create reveals a new problem, and every problem carries a solution. So what do you want to do? That's how you begin to ask yourself. You begin to create times when you begin to investigate into your company. Your company must have different streams of income. You don't need to be distracted. You don't need to jump from pillar to post, but you check your merchandise. What are your merchandise? What are you monetizing in your organization? How many ways does money come to you as an enterprise, as an individual? Because you see, these are the things that people don't do. And that's what 90% of people agonize financially. You see, the problem is not the economy. The problem is that you are not placing premium on your economy, because your economy is your duty. Your economy is your responsibility. You see, you have to place responsibility before your right so that you know what to do to be able to create what you want. So, why do 90% of people agonize economically? They agonize economically because they don't see their life perception problem. Number one is perception problem. Number two is that they don't know the purpose, that they have to think big of your own life. your life is an enterprise, and this enterprise must be profitable. And the moment you can see your life as an enterprise that's going to be profitable, you realize that an enterprise must have a merchandise. And the moment an enterprise has a merchandise, it can be monetized and optimized. And the moment you can monetize and optimize it, there is no reason to agonize financially, because money follows merchandise. What merchandise have you created? If all the enterprise, all the merchandise that you have is selling your time, you cannot be around for a long time. Because the truth is, your time is limited. It's a limited resource. And if you're selling something of a lower value, if you're using something of a lower value to buy an higher value, there is a problem. So what are you supposed to do? Is that you don't have to use larger part of your life selling your time for money. You're supposed to be using money to buy time, because time is more valuable than money. So create merchandise that can make you money, so that you can use part of the money that the merchandise create for you to buy back your time, so that you can optimize your life. That's how you live. That's what happened to people that understand what I'm sharing with you. Let me tell you, 90% of people, or more than that, are suffering from what I just shared with you today. And that's where you can hold these truths to yourself. It's easy to create multiple streams of income in your life if you begin to see your life as an enterprise. Now, let me tell you one of the ways to create multiple streams of income in your life, as I round off this morning, is to understand that everything you have succeeded at, someone is struggling with it. Everything you have succeeded at in your life, someone is struggling with it. And what you need to do is to create a system that can offer them that solution for a profit. So what that means is that if you find it difficult to do something new with your life, first take a moment to reflect on what you have succeeded at, because what you have succeeded at is an asset that income can follow. Pick up what I'm putting down. Because if you can pick up what I'm putting down right now, you're about to create a transformation in your life. Come on, someone today. Do you get what I'm talking about? Does it make any sense? I need a comment from you. If it makes sense, let me hear from you this morning. All right? If it's making sense, let me hear from you. Let me hear, give me some thumbs up. Give me some thumbs up. Let me see it. Say yes on the comment section. If you have learned anything this morning, say yes, say yes. Let me know you were there. If what I've shared with you made sense, let me hear yes from you. All right, let me hear yes from you. I need a feedback from you, so that I don't think I'm talking to myself. All right, thank you guys. Awesome. It's beautiful. It's good to know that you are watching. All right. You were watching. Thank you very much for that. It's beautiful to know that you are watching. So begin to see your life as an enterprise. Don't waste your success. Optimize it. So you have succeeded at selling. You have succeeded in sales. How can you optimize that? How can you create a system around that to make more people to see what you have done, so that you can create more enterprise? You can create more merchandise. You see, there are several ways, and I dare to anybody to challenge me. If you're doing something with your life today, I can always show you 5-6 ways you can make more money from that thing. 6 enterprise or merchandise you can create, because if you begin to see your life as an enterprise, you can. That's one of the things I've devoted my life to do. I spend my time and I see enterprises, and I see merchandise, because everyone is an enterprise. So your business is an enterprise, your life is an enterprise. And because an enterprise, it must be profitable. And the moment you begin to see it like that, it is your economy. So, what have you succeeded at? What have you done successfully? What have you done successfully that other people are struggling with? And you can create a system to offer them the solution. Come on, you have just created another merchandise. And there's several things in your life, in your journey. It's very symbiotic. It's connecting to each other. It's a sequential thing. So the moment you can put yourself in that flow, guess what happened to you? I said something to you. Whatever people appreciate you for is an asset, and income follows assets. So begin to pay attention to what people are genuinely appreciate you for. You know, people say to me, Teddy, man, you know how to speak, man. You know how to communicate, man. Teddy, you know how to sell, man. Teddy, you know how to create offers. Teddy, you know how to do this. You see, as people appreciate me for these things, I don't get carried away. Somebody say to me, Teddy, you are very energetic. When you speak, the whole room just go on fire. I don't get carried away with this word. I look at a pattern. I try to separate flattery from true, genuine appreciation. And the moment I see genuine appreciation, I've just found an asset. And the moment what I do with an asset is that I will document it and I will systemize it, and income follows asset. Because the moment I can find an asset and I can bottle it, I can systemize the asset, I have just created another merchandise. And you see, like Coca-Cola, with 500 products, with Microsoft with more than 153 products, with Apple with hundreds of products, with McDonald's, Burger Kings, and Amazons, and all sort of these multinationals and all of that. So I begin to see my life in a multi-dimensional way because I'm an enterprise. I'm a multi-dimensional enterprise. Don't waste your success. Document it and optimize it. Because the moment you can do that, you will realize that the reason why 90% of the people of the world agonize financially will not be your own reality, because you have been able to crack the code and begin to work in a dimension that can literally help you to change your life. So this is what I've brought to you this morning, to realize that you are an enterprise. An enterprise has merchandise, and the merchandise must be optimized, monetized, and optimized. So the moment you can begin to work this framework in your life, but the fundamental of this framework, the fundamental of this framework is to know that you are an enterprise. So you are an enterprise and you cannot fail. You are an enterprise. You are God's kind of enterprise and you are profitable. But you need to understand that this enterprise has a quadrant. This profit has a quadrant. Thank you very much and listen. Tell your friends about me. Tell your friends about me. I need you to help me to help more people. Tell your friends about me. Let's document this. And most importantly, share this video this morning. Let's share this video as many times as we can to bring more people. Tell your friends to come and learn what I'm sharing. Thank you very much for commenting on the content. So learn how to do these things. Every day when you wake up, you are going on. You are a living enterprise. You are a mobile enterprise. Make sure, imagine a company just with one product. It's a very terrible company because they are just one transaction away from bankruptcy, man, because it's only one merchandise and they can agonize. If anything happened to that, guess what happened? More than 10,000 products is on Amazon platform. More than 10,000 merchandise. But guess what happened? Not all of this product belongs to Amazon. Amazon have learned to borrow other people's product. Let me tell you, you don't have to make money only from your company's product. The reason why some of you are complaining to that, you have 100 customers that have patronized something from you. What other things that these customers of yours, you have their data. What other things that this customer of yours need that you can provide for them? You don't have to do it yourself. You can borrow it from another people that have an abundance of it. Let me round off by saying what a great teacher, Ralph Waldo Emerson, said. He said, this is an act of merchant. To go to a place where things are in abundance and bring it to the place where things are scarce. Ralph Waldo Emerson. He said, this is an act of merchant. To go to the place where things are in abundance and bring it to the place where things are scarce. So what happens is that scarcity increases value, and what people value, they pay more for. So what that means to you is that when you think as you are an enterprise, you are a merchant, you can then think of merchandise, because there is no merchant without merchandise. And how great a merchant is determined by the number of merchandise that you have. The company you are working with, how many merchandise do they have? How well synchronizing is the merchandise? Because you need to know that if you understand that your life is an enterprise, and enterprise follow merchandise, you realize that selling is not an event. Selling is a journey. It's a process. That means you can take people on a journey and get paid. It's called the value chain of collecting money from your client. Because this is what happens. People love to give you money. You are valuable. You are worth it, and your product is valuable, and people love to give you money. And this put together, you will begin to realize that most of you have been wasting your success, and that's why it seems as if you're broke. All right, a one product company is on his way to his cemetery and to burial. And if you are that kind of person, you only have one merchandise, and perhaps your merchandise is just your time. So if it is your time that is only merchandise that you have, you can't be around for a long time. If your time is the only merchandise that you have, you can't be around for a long time. Because nobody sell time and become rich. Nobody sell their time and become rich. But this is what happened. And that's going to be another topic of another day. The most important product of the wealthy people, the product that the wealthy people sell, is time. Now remember, the wealthy people don't sell their time. The wealthy people sell time. So this is a body of work alone that I can share with you for 1-2 hours. The biggest product of the wealthy people. What makes the wealthy people rich? What makes the wealthiest company in the world wealthy is that they don't sell their time, they sell you time. So what happened is I will share this concept with you one of these days. All right? And this is going to be a life-changing for you, because it changed my life totally. All right? So it's key. It's fundamental that you are able to put this thing together. So whatever you have learned this morning, whatever time you watch this video, put it on the third, whatever hits you the most, put it on the screen and let people be able to pick the point as well. Put whatever you learn on the screen, and I will be able to pick it up later. And perhaps you can just win a gift from me, or you can win a lunch from me, or you can win a Zoom call from me. All right. And that is good. So thank you, everyone. Do not forget to share the video. Do not forget to share it. Talk about this video. Talk about this live class. Just like my friend said, this is first time of coming to my page, and he got a lot of value. That's what I want a lot of people to say. Come on, man, this is the first time I'm coming to this guy's page and I learn a lot of value, because there is a lot of value here, and I just want to help you. That's my work. I just want to help you to be free. When you are free, we can do business together. I want you to live a life of freedom. Freedom lifestyle is what I call it. Living life your own times and your own pace, following your own rules. All right? So thank you very much for spending this time with me. In Nigeria, this is 1 hour. In Nigeria, that's good for you, my guy. That's good for you. That's good for you. Just continue doing your stuff. Learn the fundamentals of what works in it, and that it's going to help you. Because the truth of the matter, in whatever that you do, create value. Make sure that you create things that can help other human beings. Because you see, something is more important than money, and that is your purpose. Make sure that your purpose in life is greater than money. Make sure that you want to make meaning in the people's life no matter what you do. And that's what drives people that create a sustainable success. That's what it is, so that is what it is. So just keep doing this. Just keep doing this, to keep doing the right thing. All right, because to make money, you have to make something else. All right, so to make money, you have to make something else. And what you make is you make things that people want to give money for. You create wealth to make money. And a lot of people want to make money without creating wealth, and that's where they go into terrible stuff. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate the applaud. Thank you, everyone. I'm so honored to be here with you again. I hope by the grace of God, by the grace of mighty God, we're going to see again again tomorrow. And this is my name. My name is TadeCash. I'm the Oracle of Rental Income Investing. They call me the legendary of closing sales. And guess what happened? I help younger people, I help old people to be able to create perpetual asset that can help them to fund their lifestyle for the rest of their life. Even when they are dead and rotting in grave, what they want to fund will still be funded by the kind of asset they have created. And I'm so honored to have you join me today. And do me a favor, make sure you share this video. And until I see you again, peace, love, and cash flow. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Have a good rest this morning. Until I see you again, peace, love, and cash flow. Bye.